Hi you guys, it's Jamie with Jamie's Taking It Off. So today is Dance-tober the 9th, it's Tuesday, and last night I made a zucchini turkey vegetable lasagna, and it was awesome. So I did not do a video of the different steps that I was doing because my loaner phone separates the video and audio when it records it. And when you put it in your computer to transfer the file, you don't get the audio. So I did do pictures, and I will do voiceovers and explain what I was doing and how much of everything there was. So you guys take a look, enjoy, let me know if you make this dish, and if you enjoyed it. If you changed some things, let me know what that is, because I will go ahead and tell you, this was a humongous zucchini, and the seeds in it were already, they were like pumpkin seeds, I guess. And I should have taken the seeds out of the zucchini after I had sliced it up, but I did not do that. So, and Daniel suggested that we skin it next time because the skin was kind of tough. But I really think that both of those are because the zucchini was so big. So if you're just using a regular size zucchinis, I wouldn't worry about doing that. But if it's a large one, then you should probably go ahead and take out the seeds and skin it. So anyway, here's our zucchini lasagna. You guys enjoy and have a great day. Okay, world, meet my zucchini. Zucchini, meet YouTube. This was one big zucchini, you guys. I didn't know what else to do with it but make a lasagna. So I chose to use our meat slicer to slice this up so I would have some even thickness slices of zucchini. And yep, it's just our meat slicer. Okay guys, so here's our zucchini all sliced up. And like I said in the video previously, you might want to go ahead and take out some of the seeds that are in the longer pieces, the bigger inside pieces of the zucchini. The seeds get very tough. They don't get tender when they're baking. So I would recommend taking those out. And that's if it's such a large zucchini. If it's small, it's not really going to be that big of a deal. So after I sliced up the zucchini, I gave both sides a nice good spray of this Pam so that it wouldn't stick to the grill. I started trying to grill this at 7:30 at night. It was dark outside, or getting dark rather, and to try to grill zucchini that is this big is not a good idea. If I had taken out the seeds and split the bigger pieces in half, it probably would have been easier. So I did grill some of them and I brought them inside. The rest of them did not get grilled. And I would recommend either baking or grilling them through before putting them on your lasagna dish. So let's get into some other ingredients. This was the meat that I used, Jennie-O 90-10 ground turkey. I used the whole 16 ounces, 1 pound of meat. Half an onion that ended up being 117 grams. Now, I didn't cut up any of my vegetables very small. I left them in large chunks because I wanted the meat sauce to be chunky. So I just sliced these onions up into large pieces. Here we have our 1 pound of ground turkey in the pan. I did not add any oil. I didn't even add any Pam. If you do not have a non-stick pan, then you probably should want to add some Pam to that so that it doesn't stick. Here are my beautiful 2 cloves of garlic. They ended up being 7 grams of garlic, but I actually did not even put them in. I completely forgot because there was so much other stuff going into this. So still, you guys, I would recommend putting in these cloves of garlic. After they've gotten soft, you can mash them up or you can chop them up before you put them in. A half of a large green bell pepper. This ended up being 109 grams. And again, I diced that up into large chunks. They get smaller and softer as they cook, and I didn't want them to be too mushy. Now, I really like vegetables in my meat sauce, so I didn't want to add too many carrots, and I did actually cut these up into smaller pieces, and it was just some extra carrot sticks that I had from one of Journey's snacks, and this ended up being 50 grams of carrots. Now, after I've cut up all my vegetables, I went back to my pan, and my turkey had already ground. I did put in a cup of water so that it would not burn. After I added my cup of water, I let that cook down just a little bit until there was only about a half a cup of liquid left in the pan with the turkey. And then I added my carrots because I wanted them to cook the most. And I added 1 can of diced tomatoes. Next, I added in my onions and my green peppers. This is also where you should add in your garlic, but again, I forgot mine. Now, while those are cooking in the pan, you want to go ahead and start lining your dish. Again, spray this completely with Pam, all the sides and the bottom very well, and start layering in your lasagna. After I layered in my zucchini, I went back to the pan with the lid off at this point, and my vegetables had all gotten tender and soft. I stirred that up. And then I added 3½ servings, or 3/4 of the jar, of this Barilla tomato and basil tomato sauce. Stir that all together and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. At the very end, I wanted to add in some spinach, so I took out some frozen spinach that I had. This started out as fresh spinach, but I didn't want it to go bad, so I popped it in the freezer. And this ended up being 50 grams of spinach. So stir your spinach into the mix. Make sure that it is all stirred in completely throughout. At this point, I brought my zucchini over to the stove and I added a little bit more than half of my meat sauce to the top of my zucchini. Now, we all love a cheesy lasagna, guys, but ricotta cheese is very rich, high in calories and fat. I have not found one that was not. And when I was a little girl, my mother made lasagna with cottage cheese. If it was good enough for me as a child, it's good enough for me as an adult. And I found some fat-free cottage cheese, and it tastes wonderful. So I added this entire container of cottage cheese to the top of my meat sauce, and it's about 5 servings. Here we have the cottage cheese layered on top. You want to make sure that it completely covers your meat sauce. This is the only layer of cottage cheese that you're going to have, so it's okay if it's a little thick. Okay, guys, then I weighed out some shredded Parmesan cheese. This is 3 servings, or 84 grams of Parmesan. Next, I measured out 5 servings of Kraft fat-free shredded mozzarella cheese, and this was 140 grams. I actually put the Parmesan cheese down on top of the cottage cheese and then the mozzarella cheese in the middle. Add another layer of zucchini and you're halfway done. Okay, you guys, so I probably added a little bit more meat sauce than I should have to the first layer because I didn't have enough to cover the zucchini in the second layer. But it all turned out okay, so make sure that you spread it out. Try to get it as evenly as possible throughout over top of your zucchini. Okay, you guys, so for my next layer of cheese, the top layer, I added an entire 8 servings of Kraft fat-free shredded mozzarella cheese, and that's the entire bag. I also added 5 more servings of the shredded Parmesan cheese. Just to garnish this off, I added some of the very pretty grilled zucchini that I had from the grill to the top of this. It kind of lets you know what's inside. So this was 20 minutes after baking my lasagna on 375, covered with tin foil. It was still a little bit soupy and I could tell that the cheese was not done, so I turned the oven up to 425, replaced the tin foil, and put it back in the oven. Okay, you guys, here was our finished product after 20 minutes in the oven at 425, 10 minutes with the tin foil on, and 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes I took the tin foil off to brown up the cheese. I was able to get 12 servings out of this lasagna. I'm not sure that if you can tell where my cut marks are, but there's 2 across and 3 going down. So that was 12 squares of lasagna. Okay, you guys, so that was our zucchini lasagna. I hope that you got the gist out of the pictures. Again, I am sorry that it was not an actual video, but yeah, I hope you can get the idea. And I'm going to actually do, just a second. Oh, there she goes. Sorry, my Bella was trying to get off the chair. Anyway, so I'm going to do a comparison of nutritional information from my lasagna versus a Stouffer's lasagna. And the difference is unbelievable. I could not believe the differences that making it yourself and with some healthy ingredients makes. So I'll also list the different ingredients that you need, and you guys enjoy, okay? If you make it, let me know how it was. If you changed anything, let me know that too. I always need new ideas. Anyway, here's to everybody dancing it off in Dance-tober, and you guys have a great day.